Just last week, I was speaking with somebody who had just signed and paid for a very expensive estate plan. And as part of this estate plan, he set up a trust. And he tells me first that his assets will be protected for tax purposes and for mass health purposes or Medicaid. And then in another instance, he tells me that he can revoke the trust whenever he wants and take his property out of it. So you can't have it both ways, and I could immediately tell after talking to this person that he didn't fully understand what it is he set up, and the lawyer really just shuffled the papers in front of him, had him sign it, and said, all right, you're all set now, and didn't explain the details to him. So I see this a lot, especially when people um, set up complicated estate plans. Now, if you're going to set up a trust, you need to be able to distinguish between a revocable trust and an irrevocable trust. So a revocable trust is one that you put your assets into, and you on your own can revoke the trust and take your assets out of it. Such a trust will not protect you for tax planning purposes, and it won't protect you from mass health liens. The government's going to say, well, you can revoke this on your own and get your property back. Therefore, you didn't really give up ownership of it, and we're not going to consider it as something apart from your estate. The only real advantage to a revocable trust is that it avoids probate. Now, an irrevocable trust is one that you put your property into and you on your own can't get it out. Okay, there needs to be a third-party trustee who would have to, on his own volition, give it back to you. Now, in such a trust, the downside is that you essentially lose ownership of your property, though you may be able to use it. The upside is that it's no longer part of your estate, so that when the government is calculating your assets in your estate for tax purposes, or if you need long-term care and they're looking at your assets, anything in an irrevocable trust is not considered to be yours, right? So if you're setting up an estate plan, you need to know the difference, and you need to make sure your lawyer explains to you whether you're getting a revocable trust or an irrevocable trust, and what are the pros and cons of both of those things.